Opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Well, we're in the inner sanctum of the Moose Jaw Chamber of Commerce, and we're talking to Brian Martynook today because recently it was announced that the Citizen and Group of the Year nominations are open, and so I thought we'd come up and talk to Brian about that. So, Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lyle.
You're getting to be a pretty good regular on this show. You know?
Oh, wow.
For different
Every
things.
once in a while.
Yeah, for different things. Of course, you're very much involved as executive director here, but there's, you know, and you've been doing this for how long?
It's going on 13 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Time flies when
And
you're
who
having
would have
fun.
thought that back in the Westmount days?
Oh,
we
really?
were talking before, eh?
No,
Yeah.
that's how things come around, that's for sure.
Yeah. And it's a very vibrant organization, you know, and they've taken up some of the different things in the community to help emphasize and promote the Chamber and also promote the community. And of course, one of the things we're talking about today is the Group and Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, you know, the Chamber, we found our philosophy now is, you know, we want to partner with everybody sort of thing. And that way the whole community benefits, you know, if we get together and try to promote all different things.
Yeah, and for sure. You know, and then starting off the new year, of course, is Citizen of the Year and Group of the Year. Now, Citizen of the Year has been in existence, I think, since the 1950s. And you and I were talking before we went on, because we don't have a history. We have this plaque, which I find very interesting. But there's a plaque here, and the plaque is for Citizen of the Year, and it's co-sponsored. CHAB 800 and the Chamber are the ones who do the sponsorship. Tell us about what they have to do to be nominated, or what people should be thinking of.
Really, what we want to do is to kind of recognize the people that have contributed to the community, you know, from social to whatever, just something that helped the community in Moose Jaw. And it's really very simple, just a minimum or maximum of 200 words. Just explaining what the person has done for the year for our community, and what we want to do is open it up to everybody. There's a lot of people behind the scenes, and
yes,
they don't get recognized, and even if they're nominated, they get to be recognized and they get a certificate and all that. So that's what we want the community to do, is just kind of step back and see, you know, who has done something during the year, and maybe a couple years that haven't been recognized.
Yeah. Well, last year's winners were Sally Jones and
Bill Dale.
And of course they spearheaded the fundraising for the Mosaic Place, and that was like a 3-year commitment, or 4 years, in fact, of generating funds and working. And that was a nice recognition. Both totally surprised.
Yes, and that's nice too.
You know, again, they had a profile of doing these things, but if you only knew how much work they had put in, then you would say, yes, that's very justified.
Yeah, when you hear some of the hours that some of these people put in, it's just amazing sort of thing. And that's what we want to get out there, is what these people do.
Yeah, and of course, you know, it's easy to do.
Oh.
There's like, this is what, 2 or 3 pages of documentation that you have to do. Is fill out a form. And
fill out a form, their names, and like I mentioned, around the 200-word description of what they've done. And if there's anything they can attach to it, any news article or whatever, that's a bonus too, but they don't have to. It's just really to get the person's name out and what they've done for the year.
And there's a committee, of course, that sits, the Chamber organizes some people to sit, and they make the decisions and do a little bit more input and research themselves.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. And we've had lots of nominations each year, and justified ones. And I think last year it happened because the two people were so complementary to each other that you couldn't separate one from the other.
It is, and when you mention about the committee that looks at the nominations, they have a tough time. That's, you know, they have to just kind of step back too and just kind of do a point system and go from there. And but anyways, no, and anybody can put their name in. That's
yeah, and it doesn't have to be as you mentioned, the big team leader. It could also be the big team player.
yes, very much so. That's what we like to see.
Yeah. Now, the other one, the group of the year, which started, they would say this is the 20th anniversary of nominating. Yeah. And it started off with the Moose Jaw Zoological Society. And
I'm not sure, it's 20
that
years
was
ago.
1993.
Yeah.
And then last year was Habitat for Humanity. And that was interesting on many levels because they're a young organization, but they have committed a lot of things. You're involved with that personally.
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's a good project. And last year was their first built, and people were able to get into their house. So that was a really
and then now they're on their third.
Yes,
they're on their third house, and it's it's a lot of people being drawn together by a small group of people and fundraising, and there's a lot of good things about the group itself. So, and it was a total surprise to that group. I remember being at the dinner, they're just going.
No, and there again, that's the nice thing about it. You know, people, they do these things not to win these awards.
That's right.
That's the big thing. They're not doing it to, you know, win this plaque or whatever. They're out there doing a
perceived need, and they just do it.
And to get recognized like this is kind of nice.
Now, where can they get the nomination forms?
Forms are right here. They're on our website, www.mjchamber.com, and also at the radio station.
Because CHAB is co-sponsor of the event, and they are very much involved. They, in fact, started the event before the Chamber came on. Back in '84.
Yep. So it's a good fit now. We
good teamwork. Yeah, and I know we've had at various times we've had them on too, but recognition again. The CHB is the oldest radio station's 90th birthday this year. They've had a lot of celebration about that, but they have very much been part of the community, and they make a good point of celebrating the successes in a small town. They understand who they are and where they fit in.
And just like Shaw doing this, you know, very much so. We all appreciate it.
Yeah, where he nods from the crew as we do this, which is great. So, what are deadlines? How do they do the submissions and things like that?
Submissions, if they get the form, like I said, it's on the website or at...
They can come here.
They can come here and get them, and then drop them off in an envelope by January 10th. And the event is going to be held January 17th at a lunch hour at the Heritage Inn.
And for people, some people know that the Chamber does stuff, but they maybe aren't totally sure. The Chamber office is right behind the fire hall on Main Street. It's on Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan
Street.
Saskatchewan. By the mall.
Yeah. It's right there on the corner.
88 Saskatchewan Street East. Yep.
And people can drop in and see you and enjoy some of the amenities of here. So, anything else that the Chamber's involved with that's going to be happening in the future?
Well, there again, that's coming up again is our MJ Bex Awards. And the nominations for that, we're looking to get them in by the end of January.
Okay.
And that event's going to be April 17th. So,
I know Shaw is very much involved with covering them. It's quite a night.
Yes,
it's quite a night. You know, people get a chance to dress up a bit, and they get to celebrate our community, and it's a really nice time.
Another one for recognition.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's nice
and
about it.
You have nice categories in there too. You know, of the things like the young entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's
someone's just starting out, or
innovation, business innovation. Yeah, there's some really interesting categories in there. So
so
new
people
business.
should start thinking about that as well.
Correct.
Yeah. So let's kind of just recap on what's it's the Moose Jaw Citizen of the Year and Group of the Year. People we're looking for are
just somebody that's donated their time in the community, behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. Really, we're not looking for somebody that does that day to day in their work effort, but
it's
somebody
just,
volunteers.
Yeah, it should not be work related if possible.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're touching the end of things here, but good luck with that. We hope you have lots of hard decisions to make.
I hope so too.
And so pick up your forms, get them filled out. It's not a hard process. And if you know people that are recommending or need recommendation, take your time to do it, especially around this time of year when we're celebrating so many things. It's nice to take a little time to say thanks to people in a more tangible way too.
Definitely.
Okay. So that kind of wraps it up for here. Thanks to Brian Martynook from the Moose Jaw Chamber of Commerce for talking about that. And when we come back, we're going to be going into some more interesting places in our community. So don't go away.